Hello, welcome and welcome back. It's Judy from Thistledew Creations, and today I'm going to do a project that I've been meaning to do for a very long time. I have a very good friend from high school, Kimbo as I used to call her, and we had this thing in high school where we would always go to the cafeteria and get Mentos. Like, we did it a lot. So I think there was a thing about how many you could get in your mouth and stuff like that too at one time, but as kids do. But anyway, I've been saving these Mentos boxes from work. The guy that comes in and changes the candy, one time I was there when he was doing it, and I got a few of these ones that were like the front of the box, so it's like a little pocket. So I've been meaning to make a Mentos booklet or journal for Kim. And I've had these set aside and just never got around to doing it for a long time now. So today I picked out some papers that I think I want to use for it. And I think what I'm going to do is a long skinny journal. So 6 by 12. Yeah, that's not a very handy size, is it? Maybe I'll do like 6 by 8. That might be a better size. So let's start by cutting our pages down to 8 inches. I think this is enough paper. So I've got some rainbow, some stars, a light background and a dark background. I got 2 of each of those. And then this one that has kind of just bubbles all over, I think I only have 1 of it. And then some gems. Well, there's the other bubble one. Some rainbow paper, which is already cut into just 1 piece, and another piece of star stuff. So what does this measure? Oh, that's just about 8, so that'll work. We'll use those. And then this purple I thought would be especially good. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting 2 at a time to 8 inches. And then my book size will be that folded in half. I think that'll be a good size. And then I've got these 4-inch pieces left over, which will be good to help me decorate the back side, some of the plain pages. So this, I only got 1, but I think I want to use it. The only problem, this way. And this one, I don't know why I've only got 1 of these. Might have been a paper pack that I picked up at a yard sale or something. And these have like a dotted line that I thought was perforated, but it isn't, so I'm cutting that edge off. When I take this, or I think I'm going to send it to Kim, because if anyone's been following along on my Thistledew Creations group, I tried to get her to do Happy Mail with me the other day, and she said, no, I don't think I should because I'm too busy and I won't get anything back to anyone. And I want to send her Happy Mail anyway, regardless of whether she's going to send anything back. So I think I want to send it to her in the mail, just so that she gets happy mail. I could drop it off at her house, but I think it'd be more fun to get it in the mail. It only cost me a few dollars. Now the rainbow, I guess I'll go with cutting off the dotted line and let that be determining the way I use the paper. Okay, so there's my sheets cut to 8-inch. I've also got my colorful notepads here. If I want to insert some colored pages with lines. And then I've also got these 2025 date books that had bright colors, like a watercolor look in them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use all that, but I have it here just kind of at reach so that I can use it if I want to. So let's start by folding our pages and figuring out a signature. So I'm just going to line these up. I did some tidying up on my desk this morning, so I should be able to find my stuff a little easier. My turntable will turn now. So I'm not sure if I want this to be the cover. I do like it. I don't have, none of these are cardstock. So that's the only thing about the papers I picked out, is none of them were cardstock. And unfortunately, this isn't really going to be my usual style. It's going to be a little bit more of a bright, fun, playful style, which is fine. Just don't know if it's, I mean, Kim will find it amusing just because it's Mentos. I might also have to make her something vintagey and pretty like I normally do. So I'm kind of working at 2 signatures. I don't know if it'll end up being one signature with the same pages repeated, or if I will do a 2-signature journal, or if I will make 2 journals and then maybe I'll let you guys have one of them. One of y'all could have one. Of course, me and Kim could have one, and then we could write down our memories of each other. Want to do that, Kim? Write down your memories of high school, what we can remember. I thought these were nice, fun papers. The only one that's really kind of a different vibe is this black one. Maybe it could be the cover. Everything else is pale. Maybe that doesn't go. Let me think about that. And this one I only have one. Let's go with the ones I have 2 of first of all. And Kim and I were kindred spirits. And the first time we met, pretty much, we were both living in Canada, but from West Virginia, which was kind of rare. And it's kind of funny because I had another friend in grade 4 that was the same way. Her father worked at a factory in Coburg, but they were from the States, and she had been born in West Virginia and lived in Florida and other places, and so had Kim. I've lost touch with my other friend Karen in grade 4. Let me see here. What do I want to do with these? I don't really want to put, I want to make the books the same if I'm going to make them, I think. Just see if I've got other brights. Maybe some brights in here that are good enough. That's kind of too, well, that green is in there on the stripe. Not quite as bright. No, this is not, this is more fall to me. Some good background pages there, but ink art it's called. I think that was from Michael's. I could probably use something out of this. Yeah, like that's great. I have two of them though. I don't want beige. I'd use that. Because it'll go with the brights. Actually, yellow could work too. Yellow's a color I don't use very much, but it could work here. Yeah, let's make that enough, and then we'll put the colored paper in with it to make it more pages. I just feel like it needs more purple. Kim and I both like purple. Three different colors. Okay, we'll go with this. Let's see what we can make. So I'll cut these ones, catch them up with the process here. This is a good way to use the 12 by 12s. I find it to be a rather unruly size to organize and to use. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it anymore, but I think when I buy it, I might start cutting it down right away so that I will use it. Might seem like a waste to cut something when you don't know how you're going to use it yet, but I just find they just sit there. I'll reach for my 6 by 6s, but I won't reach for my 12 by 12s. Now what I could do is put some of this paper, I could do a collage of all these papers on some cardboard to make a cover is what I'll do, since I have those offcuts. So do I make two signature. I think these could be one big signature. Don't think it's too much. Can certainly punch through that. And I might do, I was thinking about doing a no-sew, but I suppose I could. If I glued these pages together, it would give them more sturdiness and I wouldn't have to worry about decorating the white parts, would I? That would be fun. So how would we do that? We would take one page, we would fold the other one back the other way, and we would glue and glue and glue and glue. We do like to glue. I'm going to use my 3-in-1 because it's less likely to wrinkle the pages. And I'm going to get something to glue on. I've got some papers here that are white on one side that I can use. Okay, so let's start by gluing up this side. I think this will work. I'll think about how I'm going to do this. Just a thin bead around the edge. And then I usually just do like that in the middle. That cap on. And then I'll set this down right in the crease and just get it positioned before it has a chance to dry. There we go. So then I don't glue the other piece together. I go like this. I've got my torn edges all at the top, which I think eventually I'm going to make it the bottom. And I'll cut this one and do the same thing with another piece. I think this will work. It's nice and quiet here today, and it's finally cool. It's my day off. Well, yeah, it's my day off, and then I work tomorrow afternoon, and then I'm off for 2 more days in a row because I work the weekend. It's Tuesday today. I work the weekend, so I'm going to get my own weekend Thursday and Friday. And I was into town this morning to do a couple things for my dad and get my hair done. I have a lovely hairstylist that does my hair every week for me, Pixie. And lately I've just been having her braid it instead of, normally she gives me a blowout. I never thought I would be someone who went to the salon every week, but does it ever feel luxurious to do it? And I can only do it because she gives me a good price because I come so often. So because she does, I try not to miss any weeks, but we did have a weird, I guess it was June was kind of weird. I had to miss a day and then she had to miss a day. So there was a couple weeks that we didn't see each other. I think it was 3 weeks in a row. We didn't, she didn't do my hair. But now we're back to every Tuesday morning. Normally it's just, I wash it myself so she's not using product. I wash it the night before and I put this really good, I think it's a cocoa butter based conditioner, like a deep conditioning hair mask, and I put it on my hair and then put it up in a tight bun overnight. And then she basically just rinses that out the next morning. I didn't put my 3-in-1. She rinses it out the next morning for me and usually blow dries it so that it's straight. She can get my hair perfectly straight and silky smooth without using a straightening iron. Normally my hair is kind of partly curly, but it goes frizzy when I try to do anything with it. So she's just a bit of a magician with my hair. My last hairdresser was really good with it too, but she always used a straightener. Pixie doesn't need to use a straightener. She uses one of those really big round brushes. And she basically just stretches my hair until it's dry. It's nice and straight. I'm kind of liking this method. Two more sheets here. I don't think I want the yellow to be the middle. Well, I don't know if it would be the middle, but I think I'll do the yellow next. I like it when I sit down without much of a plan and just craft. Usually end up creating something unique. I do have a whole list of things I want to do, but I didn't really, I mean, this was on the list, but I didn't have it planned as far as how I was going to make it. It wouldn't be the middle, would it? This is different than regular binding in that way. Today I did something that I don't usually do. I went to Michael's. I wanted to get some more of this 3-in-1 glue. It wasn't until I got home that I realized I picked up the Fabri-Tac instead of the 3-in-1, but I think they're pretty much the same. Now that I have both, I guess I can check that theory and see if they are the same. gonna move. And so then I think now I just glue these other two pieces together, the back to the front and the last piece. And then each page is like a double spread of the same paper. So I'm not getting any of my note paper, but I can put my note paper, I can make little paper pads with it and put it in pockets. So that's what I'll do there. Yeah, I can make this work. I think this will be fun. Fun for her to get and fun for me to make. Put a little bead down the spine here too. So the outside pages are maybe a little longer. I'm not sure. It's not all perfect. Yeah, that one's a little short. Don't really have time to let it lay flat to dry. Well, I guess I could glue up the other one, but I think I'll make one right through on camera and then I'll do the other one after. I probably should have done it the other way around, done one first before I turned on the camera, but I like to wing it. Okay. So the Mentos things are obviously for pockets. So let's go into the first page and see. I think there isn't really any pages with the really bright blue, so I might not even use those. I might just use these colorful ones. Oh, it's almost exactly the right size. So I'm gonna cut, this is already a fold from the cardboard box. I'm just gonna cut that a bit smaller. And I glue that down just so that it has a bit of room. Or do I just cut it off? I think I just cut it off. Probably should use the guillotine. I'm just going right along that fold bead. I think I will use the guillotine for that bottom edge. It's pretty rough. And I'll probably just make it worse. Perfect. So Mentos fruit. She's going to see right away what's going on here. Maybe on the inside cover. Should I ink? I don't think so. Make sure I'm gluing the right edge. So that goes there, and then I think Pink and purple and blue would be the colors that I would want like a little notepad made out of for this page. So let's do maybe 2 pages of each. These pads are from Temu, if you hadn't seen that haul. So what do I want? These I think will fit in. Maybe just a little wide. So I'll do purple, blue, pink, blue, pink, purple. It should be the same size. And then which color paper would I like on the top of them, or should I use some of this? No. I don't think I want the same. Polka dots. So what I want to do here is just a little topper. So how wide is this? Maybe what I'll do is just narrow it a little bit to 4.5. It's a little too long to go in here though. It'll be too tall anyway. So let's take Let's take 2 inches off. That's easy enough to do. That gives me something for a mini notebook. And then let's take and make this 4.5, like I said. Well, that takes the red line right away, which is fine. I can make micro notebooks with that strip. But the main thing is now this is wide enough. Not quite. That's okay. I need it 4.5, so I'm going to make this 4.5. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? This must be painful to watch. It's 4, not 4.5. would do is fold this. What I should have done is folded it into the middle. So that's not going to be even, but that's all right. But just so that this stiffens up a bit, I will glue this, glue these flaps down. And then I'll fold this over the pad of paper. And then I think I'd like to make these kind of cute with grommets, eyelets, and ribbon or string or something. So that way, if she wants to, she can replace those pages. Now, because I'm doing a colorful project, I'm going to get out my colorful eyelets, which I haven't used in a while. First, let's make sure this fits in the pocket, and I'm sure it will. Yeah, because it's a lot narrower now than it was. Now, because this is going to be on this page, I think the yellow will be the accent color. Yellow or orange. I've got yellow flowers. So I'll use yellow flowers. And I haven't used my Timu Crocodile with these yet, so that'll be interesting too. Let's see why it wouldn't work. Probably should clamp. And really this pad, I've got some writing on there. It could be used from either side because it looks the same from both sides, except this piece you can see some writing where I've written a note on the page before. Anyway, I will clamp just so it doesn't move on me. That's this side. So let's go right there is a good spot. Because there's a polka dot there. Let's just see how far in that is. It's about 7/8. I'll move this to where it's going to guide me to the right depth. And then the grommet, the eyelet, I always call them grommets. That worked just fine. Quite nice, actually. Oh, and then I don't need to put string because that's an eyelet. If I had just done the hole protectors, then I would need string. I could still put string just for the look of it, but I don't think. No, I don't think I will. Stick that in there. Kind of does need something, doesn't it? But let's not, because we'll make the book too bulky if we put too many strings and things. So there's that little notepad. And I'm going to say, you know, she could still write on here. Just wondering if I need to do something that like is a fold over the edge of the page kind of thing. Let's move to the back of the book and do a very similar thing. I think I would like to, I guess I can press this under something tonight. So that was the fruit. Let's do the rainbow one. One of these, oh yeah, this one had like a scoop in the front. This one had a scoop in the front. I was wondering if I could do it this way too. And then I could make a journaling card or something to go in there. So that one doesn't need to be cut if I do that. And that might help stiffen up this back cover. Kind of moving it up in case I want to round those corners, which I think I do. You just go ahead and do that now that I'm thinking of it, because that is going to make quite a difference, I think, to how it looks. Kind of needs it. I'm going to do 2 at a time here and see if it'll do it. Yep. I think that was 3 at a time. And these 2 aren't exactly lined up, so I'm going to do them separately. I'm using the medium size in this, which is 7 mil. Okay, so that should keep that from curling so much. I think it already is. And like I say, I'll have to make her a journaling card to go in there, which could be just as simple as doing that little collage onto a piece of some sort of cardstock. And I just put some cardstock in here. It's actually the bottom of the Mentos box. I didn't realize I had saved that. Okay, so I'll use this as her writing surface, but I will put, let's see if it's going to go here. I can't really have pink, that will clash. It could have green though. So if I glue this onto the back, but with a border around it. No, it's got to be cut down anyway. So let's just glue this down. First of all, let's give ourselves one straight edge, because this was cut just with scissors. It's just a little too long to get it in the other direction, so let's just do that. See how that is for size. It's a good size. Gosh, it doesn't look square. Let's see here. 5 1/4. Nope. I think that's fixed it. Just must not have been holding it up tight enough under the blade. Now how are we? 4 7/8, 4 7/8, 6 1/2, just under. Oh, and I'll round these corners too. Probably should have done my collaging first. What I was thinking of doing here is, well, I could just leave that. It's pretty. This is what I want to decorate the front. So if we're going to be up against this, we're going to want to be all the colors that look pretty with that. So let's start with, let's use some of this. And do I want to cut these or tear them? I think I want to tear them. I'll rip these little dotted lines off. So that's 3 pieces. Some of the yellow. I could use some of those offcuts of the lined paper too. Okay, let's see how far those pieces get us to covering this. So I'm going to glue up the back of the piece. I'll just start in the corner. Oh, I don't even think I have a picture of us together, which is a shame. I wonder if she does. We spent a lot of time at her place rather than at my place. It's a lot of stripes. Sure, I can find some sort of fun picture to put in the middle of this journaling card as an accent, as focal point. This here. Even if it's just a die cut silhouette or something. I was going to repeat the yellow, but I don't think I will. So now to cut off the excess, I usually let this dry and then cut it off. I would recommend letting it dry before you cut it off. When I first started trying to glue things up onto cardstock, I would try to do both sides of the page at once, and then I realized I didn't have like an edge to follow to cut it. So then I learned to glue up one side, cut it off, and then glue up the other side. Now this, it doesn't really apply on this because I don't think I'm going to cover the back. I could go back and do a larger round over to tidy up those corners. You just never cut them perfect with the scissors. Yeah, that's better. There's still some edges that are hanging over just a touch. that sits in there. That's pretty bright. I could do something in a bright blue for a die cut to put on there. And I think I will put a piece of green on the back. I think what I'll do is do a torn piece. Just like that. It could have been a bit more of a rectangle, but we'll go with it. What I will do is put it sort of down in one corner. And then I'll take some torn strips of the other colors. There. I forgot to put this on that piece of pink. Maybe some of this purple. So, even though this is the back, let's find something to put on here. I know she likes dragonflies. I could do that. These are dragonflies that I got, I think, off Pinterest. As a free printable. I printed them out and fussy cut them. Probably way more glue than it needs. I want this to go right off the page. There. So that's the back side. And then I just need to find something for the front side. And I just got to check. Yeah, that's not too wide because that's like that. Leave that in there. So that really stiffens up the back page. This, if it had like a firmer back, would do the same thing for the front, although it's not curling. And then, so let's move on to this page. And I was kind of thinking that I need to do like some belly bands. things like that. I'll grab some more of this glue paper. So this has some blue. I could use this bright blue on this page. That box is a little bit rough. And I could make this into a belly band. But you can just put something in behind it. So again, I'm just cutting just beyond that rolled edge of the box. And then this is really nicely done, but I think I'm going to cut it again on the guillotine anyway. Just to tidy it up. It's not 100% perfect. And then we'll glue this one just right there. I'll have to find or make a card to go in there as well. Or another pad of paper. Maybe what I should do is make a little skinny pad of paper using some of these pages and some of the lined pages. If I did one, let's see, what color would look good against this? The yellow might work. Yellow, blue. We've got these yellow accents. The purple polka dots goes with everything, it seems. But if I did this, make a little pad of paper that size, which I think is going to be 4 inches if I'm not mistaken. Nope. 3 and almost 3/4. Let's go 3.5 just so that I can measure it and get it right on. So 3.5, that'll be my cover. And then again, I'm going to leave the green out. I'm going to use the mauve and the pink and the blue because those are the colors on the page. And maybe what I'll do is decorate that yellow with some strips from these books. So let's see here. I want to do 3.5. Oh, I gotta get it to length first. So my length is 5 7/8. And this whole thing is 8. I'm going to cut off 2 1/8. And I can cut off the top of these pages. that's 2 1/4. Okay, so it's right above that one line. I'm sorry if you can't see everything that I'm doing. I've been working a little close to my body. I just realized it. Now I'll cut these to the width that I need. I'm going to cut off the red stripe again. So rather than measuring it this time, I'm going to line these up. And then I'm going to move the yellow over just about that much. And I'll make a line with the mark. And that's where I'll cut it. Ooh, that got a little dicey. So these should now fit up in here. And here I think I will do the thing where I punch the holes but tie it. And then this will go in there. Or do I just use the, I think I'll just use the eyelets again, because they're pretty colors and it gives me a chance to use baby blue maybe would look good with the yellow. Little hearts. I spent hours sorting all these out. When Rami sent them to me, they were all messed up. Got them all sorted by color. So I'm going to come in 1 inch from each edge. No, not 1 inch. That's too far. 1/2 inch. Let's say 1/2 inch from each edge. It's a very wide stance, but let's do it anyway. So you line it up on this outside thing first to do your hole punch. And then you squeeze with the center to fasten them. So I want to make sure my hearts are straight up and down. And you don't have to squeeze very hard because it, I don't know, it's like spring-loaded or something. That's what's wonderful about it. If you've got sore hands or weak hands, it will do the work for you. There. Now on this purple page, I definitely want to use this one because it has some purple. What do I want to do with it? That's the question. I don't want another belly band. I already have a pocket, then a belly band, and I've got a side pocket here. guess I could put another side pocket. And that bottom edge is less than perfect. It's pretty darn good though. But I'm going to cut it right off. Actually, these could be put on with brads too. Just give that glue a little bit of extra help. Just a very, very thin. I do. I think I should go back and do that. No, because that way that's going to end up on the front. Yeah, that's the problem with that idea. See how these pages are curling? I'm going to have to put this under something flat to flatten it. Okay, Mentos, let's see. I just did a belly band. I could do a side tuck over here this time. Well, the other thing I could do is a corner tuck. I wonder if I could figure out a 45-degree angle. So this is 1 7/16. Oh, that's hard to see. I'm going to mark it on the back where I can see 1 7/16. 1 7/16. So if I cut point to point, from this point to this point, it should be 45 degrees. And then it should fit right in the corner. I did it. So whatever your height is, go over the same distance and you'll have yourself a 45-degree angle. And this is going to be like a belly band, but it's going to be a corner band. Which I have not seen, but I'm sure I'm not the first one to ever do it. I don't imagine I am, anyway. I'm just holding that long enough to get that to set. And then I'll have to make something to go in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my pockets and stuff in. Okay, so I don't want to do two the same, but I think maybe I could do another blue over here. But what else do I have to do? Just the yellows. The yellow would look good with this fruit one. I think just another one across the bottom of the page would be good here. And then it'll be fun to make ephemera for this, some more ephemera for this. I'm just going to check my time here in a second and see if I should cut it off or if I should keep going. Oh, we're 1 hour and 15 minutes, so yeah, I think I better cut it off. pocket in, and then that'll be that. Took me a while to get myself going. I might have to cut some waffling time out. I should have done a warm-up. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll do a little warm-up project before I start filming. Get in the groove. Usually works smoother if I do. I think it'll be fun for Kim to see this video. I'll get this in the mail as soon as I can so that I can air the video. So we'll do a quick little flip through and then I'll let you go, and we might have one more video making some more ephemera for it and decorating the cover and things like that. So we've got our rainbow cover, our stars page with a little notepad and a pocket, tuck spot really, and then a bubbles page with a belly band and a notepad, a corner pocket with no notepad yet. I think the notepad on this one could be this color. Stick that in there as a reminder to myself. And then a pocket tuck spot at the bottom. And what color would look good with that? Stars would look good. Maybe I'll make her a very big matchbook for in there. And then this one has, the back page has the side tuck with a journaling card. So come back for the next video where we'll finish up those two more little notepads and do some more decorating. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this kind of off-the-cuff crafting session, you can find them here along with thrift hauls, yard sale hauls, dollar store hauls, fabric hauls, all sorts of hauls, and crafting projects and organizing projects, and who knows what else we'll come up with. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do come back. Most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.